Hey, I'm Bob, been totally blind since birth, and I'm into He-Man, and we're talking about the season 1 finale of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, that Netflix streaming TV show. So we're on Cry Havoc Part 2. This is episode 10 overall. Spoilers ahead, watch the episode before listening to my thoughts, and now I'm getting into this thing. So, episode 9 ended on such a massive cliffhanger. So I like how we're not immediately thrown into the Havoc slime. We get to see Crass and Orko speeding to Snake Mountain as fast as they can. A bit of a tease for a couple seconds. But then we see our main protagonists, and they're transported to Castle Grayskull in a spiritual sense. They're not really there, and I like how Eldris is letting them know that just because things look bleak, it doesn't mean they can't rise above it all like the Phoenix. And then we see that Havoc slime starting to take a toll on their physical bodies, but luckily they do manage to emerge victorious. We get to see Crass and Orko arriving, and once everyone emerges from that slime, everyone's back together again. So we get to see all of the Masters back under the same roof, although this is a place I would imagine they wouldn't want to stay in for very long. Creepy snake fortress here. And after the intro rocks, we get to see the Carbonite being brought back into play. So not only can it imbue the Dark Masters with their powers, but we actually see Duncan working his techno mojo on it, and he is reforging the Sword of Grayskull so everyone can get their powers back. Then we get that great scene with Skeletor being Skeletor, and we get his minions, and they're attempting to overthrow him, but of course Skeletor knows what they're up to. I think this is one of the reasons why he likes these guys. He knows how they think, he knows how they're going to plan, and he basically tells them, you know, this is my Havoc energy that I'm letting you use. You belong to me, you serve me, this is my power, unlike his nephew Adam, who usually says, we have the power, this is our fight, we work as a team. So there's such a contrast there between Keldor and Adam, as we've been seeing throughout season 1. And I like how he paralyzes them with that Havoc, and he makes Beastman hit himself, and Beastman yelps like a little puppy dog, which is hilarious. And then they go about their merry way once Skeletor lets them know who rules the roost. But I tend to wonder if Evil Lyn is going to, kind of do some things later on. Hopefully when I get around to watching season 2, stuff like that will go on. I just love it when Evil Lyn double crosses Skeletor. It's always fun. And so the attack on Eternos is on, and Skeletor, I love how he just obliterates the new energy dome that they've been working on with his Havoc magic. And you've got ships flying around, you've got lasers going everywhere, but King Randor is not about to retreat. He knows he needs to stay and fight. He knows he needs to keep his people safe. And you've got our main protagonists, the Masters, and they've got their powers back, of course. And now they have upgrades. Once they reforge the sword and they all do the we have the power thing. We have Teela, who wants to get to the city as fast as they can. They were going to use the Wind Raider, but she just all of a sudden bamfs them or teleports them to Eternos, just like that. And they discover that the Carbonite has upgraded their skills. So it's kind of like we're watching cutscenes in a video game, if you will, as the stakes are getting even more drastic. The characters are going to get more powerful. I was hoping we'd see something like this. So we get to see such a big fight scene in this episode. Everyone is trying to find Skeletor, and they're trying to destroy the Havoc staff, because that's going to break his hold over the Red Legion and the other soldiers that he's conscripting. So you've got Masters versus Dark Masters. Skeletor's in the palace. You get to see Randor just kind of poking fun at his brother when Skeletor shows up. Skeletor had hoped that Randor would cower in terror, but Randor's like, hey, what happened to you? Did you get a haircut? And everybody starts snickering. And so it's cool to see Randor not backing down in the face of danger here. He is definitely acting like the king that he's always been. And he sees his son, and he sees the other masters wielding these powers, and I like how he finally comes to grips with the magic. It's all dependent upon how you use it, as we've been learning throughout season 1. And Randor realizes that, and he sees Orko doing his thing, and so we finally get to see Orko finding Randor, and he gets to show off his skills here. And I love it when Skeletor sees Battle Cat running below, I guess, in the courtyard. And when he sees Battle Cat, he's like, somebody get me a Battle Cat for my birthday. So it made me think of maybe some of you guys in the 80s who might have really wanted a Battle Cat around birthday or Christmas. I love how they just threw that in there. And it sounds like something Skeletor would say just to mock the Masters as they approached. And the fight scene was amazing. We get to see everybody pooling their powers together, and now they can combine their skills as well. So they do this big, massive attack with all of their powers against the Dark Masters, and it was really an interesting scene to have described with the descriptive audio track. And we get to see Crass, and she is actually doing her part to keep the king safe, but she lets him know she's not doing it for him. So she's still not really wanting to be there. And of course, Skeletor, plotter that he is, he's letting everybody know that while they're busy trying to destroy his Havoc staff, he sent everybody to destroy their source of power once and for all. So this has all been a diversion. And so they have to split up, which is an interesting way to end the season. You've got Orko and Teela. They're going to stay behind with King Randor. I guess they're going to do their part to keep the citizens of Eternos safe if they can. They all have to power down because they don't want Skeletor finding them. And then you've got everyone else flying off, and they're going to get to Grayskull as fast as they can, and they let Eldris know what's going on, and they figure that they need to move the castle. And so Crass uses her head in more ways than one, as she so often does, and she comes up with the idea to move the castle. So everyone gets to the castle, and I love that scene where Eldris says, and a new adventure begins. And then there's that great scene at the end of the episode where Skeletor takes the throne. This is something I wanted to see back in the Mike Young show. I read on some website or another way back in the day that we were going to get this storyline in the old Mike Young show of Skeletor becoming king of Eternos or king of Eternia. I've seen Spectre Creative talking about that in some of his Masters of the Universe videos. I just love all that lore. And so, you know, getting the ending that we got in season 1, I can't wait to get into season 2. It's been out for like 2 months and I'm just now getting to it, so I can't wait to see what things are like with Skeletor in charge. It's such a cool scene seeing him at the end, and he says something like, well, how do I look, as he approaches the throne. I think he sits down. I've only seen the episode 2 or 3 times, but man, what a great season 1 finale. And of course, I've already watched the trailer to season 2, so it looks like we are going to be seeing the Snake Men in some form. I know Skeletor is going to be looking for the Sigil of Hiss, so I can't wait to start season 2. I guess we'll be talking about the world above next time, or is it the world below? I get the 2 episodes mixed up. But yeah, I will be back next time. Cannot wait to see what season 2 has in store. What a fun ride season 1 has been, and I can't wait to see what's next for these characters, both protagonist and antagonist alike. Just a great story and pretty fun show, and I'm looking forward to the descriptive audio track in season 2 as well. I am eating this Netflix He-Man stuff up, so I'll be back next time, and I'll hear you next time.